Hello guys, welcome to my channel. Today we'll be talking about married life versus expectations. Babe, when we got married, what were your expectations? Let me say socially.
Okay. Talking about expectations. I remember now, then we used to go out together. We used to go for events, shows, birthday parties, and the rest of them. I remember there was, I think the first outing we went for, I think we came out around sometimes around 8 o'clock in the night when I dropped you home. So, but now you know that, let me say, during that period, we were free, there were no children, there was no responsibility, there was nothing like there was nothing like trying to show that you are responsible or whatever it is. So, you know, there were there were expectations that when we get married, well, we're going to continue with this social life, all this chilling, all this going out, hanging out with friends. I remember then there was this hangout we used to do with some of our guys at that Poly Bridge. That's before the Mutfa administration came in and completed the bridge. When the bridge was half done, we were always there, even during weekdays. We could just pick any day, buy a few drinks and chops, and we go there to chill. So those were some of the expectations that I had socially. That I remember. I am a music producer, and I remember then we used to go for shows, musical shows, concerts, and whatever it is. So I've always expected that maybe when we get married, we're going to continue with some of these things, you know. So, but then married life has humbled us a lot. I think since we've got married in the past 3 years, we've not gone out to any really social event apart from
Yeah.
maybe just normal house birthdays with friends. And mostly, I know it's mostly friends who are married. Not like we don't have friends who are not married, but these days it's mostly, it's just like it's just because there are a lot of things on ground, the child, the trying to cope up with the married life, trying to balance things up. So the social life, we really thought it was going to be even more fun if we get married, but at the end of the day, this is where we are, and this is just reality,
True.
honestly.
In the aspect of going out on dates, our own personal hangouts, like private dates whatsoever. Aside that one, like I feel should I say we are avoiding a lot of things outside?
uh,
Because most times when we have anything, let's say our anniversary, birthdays, mostly we just go outside, get whatsoever we want, and then come inside the house. To me,
well,
like,
yeah, that's how it's been since we got married. Because it's for me, it's not like we don't want to go out, but sometimes you just, because most of these things are in the night.
true, true,
And
true.
not to sorry to say, but for us couples who are yet to have a vehicle mobility, whatever it is, we feel reluctant because the hustle and dazzle of trying to get taxi, especially for our area,
Yeah.
when you're coming from Miango Junction, you're coming from Old Airport, you're coming from Tudu outside. These are the three major routes
Routes.
that you can follow to come to state local. So the hustle and dazzle of trying to find, taxi. And even though the taxi will come, it will just drop you by the state local junction, which is very far from our house. You have to start either looking for bike, which is very expensive, or you start trekking. So after a long enjoyment, you now trek home. Come on, guys.
I think I in this social aspect, our expectations before marriage was we'll be going out to go here, go there, or after marriage. We'll go and buy the fish, whatsoever. The birthdays will do it at home. Like it's just so crazy, honestly. But
Yes.
to me, I'm loving it because both of us are not even outside people. Like we're not
Mm,
really outside people. So
sure.
it's not something that we find it hard to adjust or whatsoever. So I feel we are just living normal.
Yes, because I'm not even worried about some of those things. I'm not really like, but sometimes I do wish that we have time to actually even once in a while go out and have fun. But then coupled with the even security issues in just,
Yeah.
you could just be at a particular chilling spot chilling and then they just open fire. God forbid. But then we too are trying to be more careful with our such things.
Security conscious. So
Yeah.
um And again, I think one one of the one of our expectations, our major expectations was communication. Remember, like, we'll not go to bed without fighting, we'll not go to bed
Ah,
without talking to each other.
eh, ah, ah.
Oh,
For me, on that aspect, let me say that was much of your own expectation. I remember that was the day you were saying it. In my mind, I was like, okay,
you just say,
okay,
look
no
me.
problem, no problem. But then, for me, should I say I've really like learned to hear it from a lot of people. I've been told about it from my auntie, my late aunt. I think my mom told me that. My auntie too told me that. So they told me, don't think that all these things you people are doing in a relationship, you think you say, I will not fight, we'll sit down and iron things, is a lie. There are things that somebody will do and you would definitely feel, I don't want to sit down with you and iron this thing. I am angry. And I am angry. So, well, of course it is marriage, but then we are trying so hard to, try to cope up with some of these things. And when you talk about communication, then when you are in a relationship, you are trying to to protect that relationship because there is no marriage in between. There is nothing like bond. I'm not saying it is because when you talk about something like this, people think it's see finish. It's not really see finish, but when you are married, you okay. Now me and this person there now, even after 1 year we go iron them. So you kind of calm down first and say, no matter what this one is doing, I beg na my wife, I beg na my husband, and
but
all that thing.
but
Wait, let me finish. Let me die before you bury me.
okay.
So most of the time, some of these things, it may look as if you are just trying to. A lot of people will see it as if, maybe when we were not married, you are trying to cope up with things. Yes, now you are married, a lot of things are in the head. When you're married, you find a lot of things in the head. So there are certain things that responsibilities choke. So there are certain things that when someone does, it's just something you can easily say, Haba, why would they do this thing? But you have a lot of things in your mind. You might even say, I don't really have time for this one now. Let me go and finish with other things. As far as say, now me and you did this house, me and you go settle on. And since it can be settled, as far the only time I will say it's still finish is when you cannot settle it. But as far as you can settle it, I don't see it as still finish.
But I still feel this, how will I put it, this
Idea.
idea of yours is, it will definitely make people feel reluctant with.
No, I'm not bringing it as an ideal. I'm just seeing it from the perspective of marriage entirely. It's not my perspective. It's just how I have figured. See, I've learned to hear from a lot of people how their marriage is going. You hear people that will say, when we were dating, you don't even, you're always saying sorry. Now you're not, it's not like you're not saying sorry now, but you don't say it often the way you used to say it before we got married. And they feel maybe the person, no, see, that is what they say. Marriage is entirely a different ball game. It's not relationship. In a relationship, you're trying hard to, because that period you don't have anything in your head. The only thing you have is the relationship. Maybe aside maybe one or two menial things. But once you are married, trust me, you are having 1,001 things running in your head. Except for someone who doesn't value the other person, then you even say forever and ever, I'm not going to tell you sorry. It's left for you to decide. That one is different. But if you just say, Kai, all this, because this is marriage and you know that steady, you guys will still have problem even after this one. So it's not like you're reluctant. It's just like you're trying to say, okay, make I just give small space. But in a relationship, when you give small space, you get person where they door, they wait. As they give small space, person enter. So that one, you dey try protect that one. But this one, say, except this one won't go do shaggy. Nobody they enter this place. Now me and you dey here. So you say, okay, no problem. Let me just settle one or two. Or let me just calm down first. I came back from work. Let me calm down first before I will decide. But during a relationship, immediately you want to decide. Because maybe the person might even pick their phone and start chatting once somebody that has been trying to come into the relationship and put us under. So all these things they really matter. It's just from how you see it, but this is how I see it, honestly.
Yeah, now I get your points. I get. So, um,
I know a lot of people will say, hey, how old are you people in marriage? So when I hear people saying, how old are you people in marriage, that you are trying to give, it's not really
I
advice, but to be honest, for some of us, I've known about marriages for a while before I got married. I know a lot about marriages. In short, I know a lot about women before I even started dating somebody who is really like matured. So some of these things we've been told, we've heard stories, we've seen stories on social media. There is no day I don't go on social media and I see 5 to 10 stories about marriage. So
marriage.
we will
Yeah,
definitely have, experiences even from
yeah,
stories. I have a lot of friends who are married. Not like they really tell me this is what is happening in my marriage, but definitely you hear one or two,
yeah.
even if it's not really clear, but we will hear one or two, and you will definitely know, okay, this is how some of these things are happening. I'm not saying this is it for everybody, but majority, this is it. This is how it's happening because entirely marriage is far different from
Relationship.
relationship.
Yeah.
You- Somebody, I remember somebody posted in one group, all this rant HQ on
Yeah.
Facebook, very popular groups. He said, what is happening to marriage that when we were dating, we were kissing, we were doing all the paroles in the house. But when we got married, maybe immediately we got married, there were a bit of those things, but later it seems as if it cut off. To be honest, you sometimes, like most people will say, if I'm outside and I say, I'm cold, are you a gay wife? You have a wife at home. There was a day I told somebody, I say, marry first. All this nonsense where they say because I have a wife at home, I should not be feeling cold. When you marry them, we'll see whether you feel cold or not. They feel once you are married, it's all about conjugal rights, conjugal rights,
Yeah.
conjugal rights,
But now
conjugal.
just
There
the
are days that you will see your wife naked from head to toe, and you won't even dare think of anything. In your mind, you're just seeing somebody that is sleeping beside you. Let's be honest. So that is just it. So it's not even because the thing is in your head. Honestly, you won't even have an erection. That is just the truth. And a lot of women may be very tired. That is why you see men saying, she's denying me. This woman has worked from morning till evening. Yes, you too went to work. But house chores, children, the ups and downs, trying to cook, trying to do this, trying to keep the house neat. And when you come back, this woman is tired. Sometimes when you insist, she might just lie down there and allow you to do whatever you want to. But sometimes she will say no. Because the body, they say body no be firewood. So a lot of expectations with marriage and relationship, they are far
far
different. So
different things. Far
except
different
if
things.
your partner is totally out of the way, is not even trying anything at all. This is when you say, okay, but we have to put in marriages, relationships, we have to put, especially when you're married, you have to put serious consideration.
Yeah.
Especially when you people are hustling. Life has not really, been rosy with you yet, especially when we talk about finance, because to be honest, finance is almost 80% of relationship and marriage now.
Everywhere,
Without the money, you cannot do
honestly. You
anything.
can't do
You can't
anything.
fund house, you can't take children, you can't eat, you can't live properly, you can't wear good clothes, all these things. So when you have a lot of things in your hands, trust me, you will see your relationship far different from the man. In short, for some of us, I remember back then when we first get married, anytime I'm broke, I start getting angry easily. But I just learned to control it. So this is it. And then you say, when we're not married, you don't used to get angry easily like this, even when you're broke. It's because I know you can even transport